last class we discussed about what is matter, what do you mean by classification, and about its how you are properties of solids, liquids and gases. That is how you are classifying the solids, liquids and gases. Today's class, let us learn about the properties of matter. So the first one is appearance and feel. So in appearance we have lustrous or dull. So if you take the duster, children, if you take the duster, if you see that it is dull in appearance, but when you see a marble, the marble is having shining. So shining is nothing but lustrous. So dull and appearance. So that is about, we are dividing the different states of matter as lustrous and dull. When you feel the surface, it may be rough. See, you just touch it and see it is a texture. So it is rough surface. And here it is smooth surface. Same way, when you touch the marble, it will have the smooth surface. So that is the first property. So we are classifying the different states of matter as the appearance and feel. Appearance means lustrous or dull. Feel is rough or smooth. Now coming to transparency. So transparency means the materials which allow light to pass through them. Children, see here, this is a glass which is filled with water. Can you see the water inside this glass? Yes. So how are you able to see the water inside this glass? Because it allows the light to pass through it. So those materials which allow light to pass through them are called as transparent materials. So here, when you see, here I have taken a plastic one, just I am allowing the light to pass through it. Yes. So can you see the object which is on the other side? Or let us see like this. So I am able to see only little. So it is allowing light to pass through them partially. So those materials which allow light to pass through them partially are called as transparent. Now let me on this. So let me just put it on this. So it is not, can you see the torchlight, children, from the other side? No. Why? Because it is not allowing the light to pass through it. So those materials which does not allow light to pass through them are called as opaque materials. So transparency, under transparency we have transparent, translucent and opaque. Transparent, which allows light completely, which allow the light completely, are called as transparent materials. Translucent means which allow partially to pass through them. Opaque means which does not allow. Okay, children. So this is about the second property, that is transparency. Now let us go to the third property, floating or sinking. See children, in this same glass I have put some pieces of paper. So what happened? There are few pieces of paper which were floating on the surface of water. So in the same glass, let me take one more glass of water, and in this glass of water I am putting the marbles. So as soon as put the marbles inside, and you can see that the marbles went inside. So here in this, the paper pieces were floating on the surface of water, and in this the marble went inside. So how can you say that? So those objects whose density or whose weight is less than water, they float on the surface of water, and whose weight is more than water, they sink in the water. So this is about the floating and sinking. Now let us go to the next property, that is diffusion. So what is diffusion? Intermixing of particles. Intermixing of particles on their own is called as diffusion. So this diffusion, I'll show you very clearly. The diffusion takes place in gases easily. So when you light the agarbatti fumes, it diffuses very easily. Okay. Why? Because the agarbatti fumes which are coming, they mix with the air. As the particles present in the air is very what you can say, very free to move. That is why. Okay. Now, see this I am showing how diffusion takes place in liquid. So here I am just adding. I have added little comfort in this, children. So this comfort what I have added is a liquid. So what happened? I took it inside the water. You can see very clearly that the diffusion of the particles are taking place inside little slowly. Why? Because the particles are less closely packed. So intermixing of particles on their own is called as diffusion. So this diffusion takes place very easily in the air. Okay, see, when I just stir it, you can see that the complete solution has been turned into this. Yes, so the particles of this comfort has completely diffused in water. Okay, children. So the solids, when you talk about the solids do not diffuse. Liquids, they do not diffuse with each other. When you talk about the liquids can diffuse little easily. When you talk about the gases, they can very easily diffuse with each other. So this is about the diffusion. So what is diffusion? Intermixing of particles on their own. Okay, children.